You might have noticed that Jesus has been experiencing some resistance up to Matthew chapter 13. In this chapter, Jesus changes his teaching style in response to this resistance. In this video, I want to explain what that change was, what it meant, and how it impacted his ministry. I'm Pastor Mike, and this channel is called Scripture That Makes a Difference, because I believe Scripture has made a difference in my life, and it can make a difference in yours as well. If this is your first time here, you can learn more about this channel by reading the description below. And if you'd like more of this kind of content, just click the subscribe button. And make sure you stick around till the end. I'm going to overview the next few weeks' coming attractions. In Matthew 13, the author records several of Jesus' parables. This represents a shift in his teaching style. Why did he do it? What was he trying to accomplish? And how did his disciples react? Let's take a look. In verse 10 of Matthew chapter 13, the disciples come to him with a question. They ask him, "Why do you speak to them in parables?" Notice the distinction between the disciples and them. Jesus has just finished the parable of the sower, which was a reaction and an explanation of the dichotomy between those who received him and those who didn't receive him. Now, most teachers in the time of Jesus would have used parables occasionally, and often they would explain those. Jesus' distinction was that he only explained those parables to his own disciples. Jesus answers the question that they bring by saying, "To you it has been given to understand the secrets of the kingdom, but not to them." Because so many had not responded well to Jesus' message, he's instituting a kind of secret code. So he can pass on knowledge to the faithful, but the unfaithful won't understand. For the one who had received what he had said before, they would receive more. But without that foundation, they couldn't receive what was coming. By speaking in their hearing in parables, those willing to understand could receive more, but those not willing would hear the teaching, but not receive what they were not willing to adjust to. This is another fulfillment of prophecy, the one recorded in Isaiah chapter 6, verses 9 and 10. It's the same passage where Isaiah is reluctant to preach because he's of a people with unclean lips. Isaiah's lips are cleansed, and he answers God's call. Who shall I send? Isaiah was to go and say things like, "Keep hearing but not understanding. Your hearts are dull, and lest you would be healed." Here Jesus says the same applied to the Jews of his day. This is essentially a rejection of those who wouldn't accept Jesus' teaching. But those who did accept were blessed. They received something prophets like Isaiah hadn't, the ability to understand. And that's the message for us today. By being willing to accept even the hard things Jesus taught, to adapt our lives to his message, we're blessed. We receive even a better blessing than the prophets of old, a deep understanding of Jesus, change in our lives, acceptance before God, security in his presence, and significance in his work. Over the next few weeks, I'll be looking more closely at a few of the parables in Matthew 13. They'll give us insight into Christian consistency, believers' rewards, the degree of commitment the kingdom will require. And I hope you can come back for all these videos. So how do you react to this? Are there any questions that I didn't answer that you think I should have, or that came up while I was speaking and you'd like to know the answers? Is there anything here you haven't heard before? Something you think is especially helpful? All of this would be great to put in a comment below, and I'd love to hear from you. You can even make suggestions about future content if there's a passage you would like to hear, how it makes a difference in today's life. And if you like hearing how specific passages can make a difference today, click the subscribe button and click the bell so that you'll be the first to know I've released new episodes. And don't forget that you can get the difference-making message out to others by sharing it in your favorite social media. And if you happen to live anywhere near Enid, Oklahoma, please come by and visit us. Our address is on our Facebook page. I've put a link below. Our service takes place at 10 o'clock on Sunday morning, and I hope I can see you there soon. And until next time, remember this: your insight into spiritual things exceeds those of the past. Use it wisely.